Well, glorious Friday to you guys. Glorious Friday to you guys. Man, woo, we made it! We made it! It's the freaking weekend. We about to have some fun. Yeah, we made it. Man, what a week, friends. What a week. What a week. We made it. Guys, it's your Chaos Coordinator, Coach B, coming at you on this glorious Friday, the last Friday of June. And what is so particular to this guy on this particular Friday, it's the last Friday in June, and this is my qualification month. Today's the last day for me and my wife to be able to reach our goal to get promoted in the Herbalife business. So for those of you who've been following our journey, 3 years ago, we decided that we was going to close our meal prep business. It was wildly successful. We were meal prepping for, half the state of Tennessee. And what originally started as a labor of love with my wife and I trying to take care of our coaches at our gym, quickly turned into us taking care of our coaches and our athletes. And then it kind of transitioned into, we was like, hey, don't tell nobody we're doing this, because we didn't really want it to grow. At that place in our life, we was not following today's message. Today's title is, do you have a growth mindset? And in this particular time in our life, we did not have a growth mindset. We weren't necessarily thinking about how we could grow a family-owned business into an empire. But that's what happened. The BFit project kind of came around whenever I decided to take my coaching that I do in person and take it online. The BFit project quickly morphed into the BFit kitchen, which then kind of turned into people finding out that we were making food that was geared around their goals and the specific flavors and the specific foods that they wanted. And it grew, honestly, it grew faster than we needed it to. It grew faster than we wanted it to, because we didn't prepare ourselves for hashtag this. Growth. Drop that in the comments. Hashtag growth. Guys, if you are on this bad boy, which I can see you are, hashtag live and hashtag growth. If you're watching this on the replay, do one and the same. Replay. Hashtag growth. At this time in our life, we wasn't looking for growth. We wasn't prepared for growth. And ultimately, that's what happened. Growth happened faster than we was ready for. And when it did, it caught us off guard. And we were like, whoa, I can't do this. I can't keep up with, geez, we had thousands and thousands of orders. We couldn't keep up. But in our head, we were saying, I can't keep up. Instead, what we should have done, because we were young and in love and we didn't know what we had. We had a golden goose and we didn't even know it because we didn't have a growth mindset. So I ask you, do you have a growth mindset? And if not, will you be open-minded enough to allow me to teach you how? Hashtag growth. Drop it in the comments. because it is the keys. It's the keys, friends. It's the keys. Oh, geez, I'm dropping keys. You know what? Forget it. Whatever. I can't hang on to the keys. I'm so daggum excited. It's Friday. I can't even hang on to my keys. I'm excited because today is the last day of the month. Hashtag live. Whoop, whoop. Yeah. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the show. It's Friday. Yeah. Growth, friends. Growth. Today's message is all about growth. And when my wife and I launched our meal prep business, we was not prepared for the growth that took place. And what we said is, I can't keep up with these orders. What we should have done and what we should have said is, I can learn how to do this better. I can learn how to be faster. I can learn how to be more efficient. And that's ultimately what we did. But then we outgrew our commercial kitchen. Woo! Glory to God. I mean, what a problem to have. But then we said, I can't keep doing this, because it was cutting into our family time. It was cutting into our sleep. It became so stressful that we couldn't keep up with it. And we were like, hey, you know what? This ain't for us. Because at that time in our life, we was not yet in a place of having a growth mindset. It started off with like, you know what? We're going to take care of our coaches because they are amazing, phenomenal coaches. I've poured my heart, my life, and my soul in every piece of wisdom knowledge that I've gained through going to 14 different schools and certifications. I pour into my coaches, and I wanted to give them something extra, something more. You know, my video earlier this week was about transparency. I've got a big heart, and even to a fault, I will go 10 miles out of the way to help someone else. And that's kind of what our meal prep business turned into. We went out of our way to help other people and take on more and more and more clients. And we were afraid of making mistakes. We were afraid of messing up things. So we was meticulous about everything. We weighed everything. We measured everything. Every plate had to be exact. It had to be perfect. And what ended up happening was, took too long. And then as the orders kept growing and growing and growing, so did the stress. We started saying, this is too hard. This is too much. We were young, dumb, and in love. We were daggum just sous shopping and sous chefing and just a choppa. We chopped so much, we ended up getting carpal tunnel in our wrists. We chopped so much that we ended up getting arthritis in our fingers and our thumbs. Like our fingers were locked because we were just chopping and chopping and chopping. But what we should have done is we should have learned how to have a system, how to have a process. We should have said, yeah, bring on the orders, baby. Woo, woo, yeah. Come on. Let's grow. We weren't in a place in our life to embrace the challenge. So I question you, are you growth minded? Are you an individual who seeks opportunity? Are you an individual who purposely, intentionally places yourself in positions to be uncomfortable so you can grow? Are you a person who loves to embrace challenge? Not everyone is, and that's okay. Some people are very content with being where they are. I, however, now am not. I want to get placed in situations that makes me want to give up, because I know my breakthrough is when I break down. There was an exercise that took place at this mastermind this last weekend that I went to. It was psychological. I'm just gonna goodness, Man, it made the whole room uncomfortable. Whole room uncomfortable. You know, and the way that the way that it was brought up is nobody wants to talk about sex. Everybody's doing it, but nobody wants to talk about it. And everybody's just like, whoa, he said the S word. It was uncomfortable. But he had us pair up with a partner, and we had to put our backs to each other. And we had to change the first round of the first series was change 5 things about your appearance. Now we were back to back to our individual, same-sex individual, and we couldn't see what they were doing, but they gave us 2 minutes to change 5 things about our appearance. And the rule was whatever you take off, you can't put back on. You know, so in your head, you're kind of like, all right, so, you know, so I was wearing long sleeves and some really nice khaki pants. You know, so I decided, I was like, okay, so I'm going to unbutton a button here. Like, so that's 1. I'm going to unbutton a button and roll my sleeve. So that's 2 and 3. I'm going to unbutton this first button. That's 4. And I'm going to untie one of my shoelaces. That's 5. And after 2 minutes, they turned us around where we had to try to figure out, like, what were the 5 things that were different about the partner that we were paired up with. And the exercise was to get our mind to start looking at what was different at first. But on the second round, they gave us 90 seconds. They put us back to back again. They gave us 90 seconds to change 5 things about ourselves. And if you run out of resources, borrow some. We were so focused, and it was crazy how this worked. Because when you go back and you look at the recording, you're like, clear as day. He said, change 5 things. But if you don't have resources, borrow some. We were so focused on, he hyped us up that said, you're going to change 5 more things, but I'm going to give you 30 seconds less. Go. And everybody's like, oh, we're scrambling, trying to figure out what to change. And the whole time, it was not a test for us to figure out what we changed. It was a mindset test. It was a business growth mindset test. The key words that none of us picked up on were, if you run out of resources, borrow some. So we're all trying to figure out, like, okay, so if we take off a shirt, we can't put it back on. If we take off a belt, we can't put it on. If we take off a shoe or a sock, we can't put it back on. You know, so we're trying to figure out, like, okay, what's 5 more things that I can change? But if I take my shoe off, I can't put my shoe on. Okay, so I untied my shoe. I can take one shoe off. I can undo the unshoe, the other shoe, so that's 2. I can roll this sleeve up. That's 3. I can unbutton one more button. That's 4. I can undo my belt. That's 5. Nailed it. Before the 90-second mark. And it goes on and on till we get 60 seconds. We get 30 seconds. And we're like, how can we change 5 more things about our appearance in only 30 seconds? And the whole time we're trying to figure out, what can we turn off? What can we offload? What can we disconnect? And what this entire exercise was, in business, in relationships, when finances are tight, we start to figure out, like, what can I turn off? What can I downgrade? What can I put on a credit card? You know, and we start trying to figure out all the different things that we can turn off, that we can disconnect, that we can roll over, that we can push to the next month. When honestly, all we really needed to do, you're lost. Stop at the gas station and ask for help. Because someone has been right where you are. They know what to do to fix the problem. and they tied it to a biblical principle of, look, you're running out of clothes because you're running out of resources, you're running out of money, you're running out of time, you're running out of patience, you're running out of, insert the thing in life, you're running out of it. There's not enough of it. You have not because you ask not. And when he said that and tied it to a scripture verse from the Bible, it was like, holy crap. Here we are in life struggling when our Father in heaven says, ask and you shall receive. Pressed down, stirred up, shooken up until the cap goes boom, overflowing with abundance if you would just ask. He started the thing off with an uncomfortable topic and subject of sex. Everybody's doing it. Nobody's talking about it. Everybody's like, I can't hold my eyes and my ears at the same time. And then we do an exercise and we think it's a sexually related exercise because he says some people end up going out here butt naked, and we're all in our heads. Our minds are already like, what is going? This ain't for me. No, I ain't taking off nothing in front of nobody. Ain't doing it. No. That is not what the exercise was about. The exercise was all about how we go through life and we struggle with our marriages. We struggle with our relationship with our kids, with our family members, with our coworkers, with our bosses. We struggle with our businesses. We struggle in education. We struggle in our finances. There's so many different things that we can struggle on. And the whole time, we've got a slew of family members, of friends, of coworkers, of fellow business owners, fellow people in the educational realm that are absolutely willing to pour into us if we would just ask for help. But for some reason, our brain just kind of goes to this place of, drop this in the comments. I can't. I can't. I can't ask for help because then I'm going to look weak. I can't ask for help because then someone's going to think I don't have it all together. I can't ask for help. That's right. I can't. That's right. But we have to learn and understand that we can. We've got to get our scissors out and just chop that apostrophe T off and say, I can. Suicide prevention is a hot topic in the military because every single day, men and women who have sacrificed everything to serve this country, to keep it safe, protect it from enemies, protect its secrets. Every day, 22 members of the armed forces commit suicide every single day. Because for some crazy reason, there is this stigma about asking for help. I can't show weakness. I can't cry. I can't show emotion. This is a sign of weakness. I can't ask for help. And friends, that is a lie straight from the pit of hell. And I am here to tell you guys, we've got to get to this place in life where we are willing to say, I am learning. I'm going to keep trying, even though I'm not doing a good job. I'm trying to make my shows better. I tried the virtual backgrounds to break up this green wall, but for some reason, my shows were like, The internet's acting all stupid. My stream's all goofed up. I'm trying to make a more appealing, a better show. And I'm like, you know what? I can't do this. And I'm like, oh, ant. If you missed that video, go back. Ants. Look up the ant video. Automatic negative thoughts. We got gazillions, trillions, billions, and millions of thoughts that run through our head all day long. You're like, boop, 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 hypersonic speed, and 80% of them are negative. And we are speaking all that negativity on ourselves, and that is what's holding us back from growing. We've got to have a growth mindset. So I ask, do you have a growth mindset? And if not, are you willing? I too enjoy the chipmunk voice. However, when I'm live, I can't speed it up to get the chipmunk voice. If I could, I would. I'm a big fan of my chipmunk voice. So guys, for those of you who have heard about my coaching program, whenever I am doing some of my videos and I pre-record them, I will speed them up so they get the information faster. You can learn faster. You just got to listen faster. But when I do that, I don't change anything, and I let the octave go way high, and I'm like, it's hilarious. It's hilarious. But guys, I want you to have that growth mindset. So when things show up and you're like, this is too much, this is too hard, I have to give up, I have to bow out, I don't know how to start, I don't know what to do. It's okay. You can learn. When you fail, as long as you're trying, you're going to fail forward, which means you're making progress. When you make progress and you surround yourself with other growth-minded individuals who know and understand that when you are purposely intentionally placing yourself in a position to grow, that means you're going to fail. You're going to stumble. There's going to be a learning curve because not everyone just walks into the ballpark and swings the first time and knocks that bad boy right out the park. Home run, man. Hank Aaron, Babe Ruth. He's like, going for the gold, more home runs than everybody. Homeboy struck out more than everybody, too. Still broke all the records. He broke the home run records. He broke the strikeout records. Not everything we do is going to be a home run. But if we will embrace challenge, if we will go into life like, I want to grow, I am going to change my mind about trying things that's going to have me get uncomfortable. When it was brought to our attention that the exercise we was doing was not to see how comfortable we are taking clothes off in front of other people in public. The exercise was actually, who can pay attention? And when you start to run out of resources, ask for help. Borrow. Partner with people. And when we rewound and went back to the beginning and like, oh my gosh, I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to take this shirt off in this room full of people and not get embarrassed. And that ain't what it was about at all. It was about looking at the problem, understanding I don't have what I need to fix the problem, and finding others who have resources who can help me fix the problem. When I learned that, I was like, holy craps. I need to completely revisit everything I do on a daily basis. I don't have to do this alone. I don't have to go into this blind. I just got to ask for help. I have to have faith that when God says, I will give you the desires of your heart, if you do these things. And I'm like, well, okay, I don't have this, because I didn't do this. And I can't expect to get this without doing this. I'm like, oh my gosh. Okay, back to the drawing board we go, friends. So guys, I truly want to thank you. Thank you for spending your Friday with us here in the Distinctly Extraordinary Society. It is an honor to be here with you. So guys, we've got another 30-day wellness challenge coming up. This thing's going to launch in August. So as we get closer and closer and closer to August, I'll be telling you guys more and more and more about it. But I'm going to be wrapping up this week the challenge that we started in June. And I've got, so there was 38 people who did it. And I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I've got 9 more people to reach out to. And I will share the outcome of this 30-day wellness challenge. Well, guys, I want to thank you for spending your Friday with me. If you need anything, drop us some comments on our Distinctly Extraordinary coaching channel on the YouTubes. Drop your comments here on the Book of Faces. Shoot us a direct message. However you want to reach us, go to carbidehealth.com if you want a little bit of assistance on your wellness program. Could be your fitness, could be your nutrition, could be both. Both of them. BOFF. Both. But guys, I want to thank you again. Have a wonderful evening, a blessed weekend. And guys, this is your Chaos Coordinator, Coach B, signing off with another tip. Until next time, friends, peace out.